Welcome back, queens. He hurt you, didn't he? He made you believe in promises that were never kept, held you close only to let you fall, and left you questioning your worth while he walked away without a second glance. He was your dream, your hope, your everything, or so you thought. But now, here you are, holding the shattered pieces of what you believed was love, wondering how to let him go and if you'll ever feel whole again. Let me tell you this, you will. Not because time will magically heal the wounds, not because he'll suddenly realize what he lost, but because you'll make a choice, a powerful, life-changing choice to let go of him and never look back. This isn't about forgetting the past or pretending it didn't hurt. It's about reclaiming your power and building a life that doesn't depend on his presence to feel complete. Enough is enough. You've spent too much time reliving his words, his actions, his absence. Feel the pain, but don't live there. The moment you decide to let go is the moment you stop giving him power over your life. Because here's the truth he never wanted you to realize. You don't need him to be whole. You never did. You're not broken. You're rising. Look in the mirror. That's your biggest ally staring back at you. You've survived his betrayal, his indifference, his games. Your scars are proof that you've been through the fire and come out stronger. But now it's time to do more than survive. It's time to thrive. There's a quote by Epictetus that says, "He who is free of resentment towards those who have wronged him has freed himself entirely." Letting go of him isn't about excusing what he did or pretending it didn't matter. It's about freeing yourself from the chains he wrapped around your heart and mind. It's about choosing peace over pain, strength over suffering. He walked away, but you're still standing. Imagine this. You're holding onto a rope, and the tighter you cling, the more it burns your hands. Letting go might feel terrifying, like you're losing control, but it's the only way to stop the pain. Let the hurt fuel your growth. This is your moment to step into the life you deserve, a life where you are no longer defined by his choices or his absence. You gave him your love, your trust, your loyalty, and he didn't value it. That's not a reflection of your worth, it's a reflection of his blindness. The love you seek starts with you. You don't need him to validate your existence or prove your value. You are enough, more than enough, on your own. And here's where it all changes. You're no longer the girl who waits for his apology, who hopes he'll come back, who wonders what she could have done differently. You're becoming something more. You're becoming a queen. A queen doesn't chase anyone. She doesn't beg for attention or settle for scraps of affection. She stands tall, knowing her worth, commanding respect without needing to demand it. He didn't see your worth, but that doesn't mean it isn't there. The strongest fires create the brightest flames, and you, my queen, are blazing now. Your story isn't over. It's just beginning. This is your time to build a life so full of purpose, so rich with joy and strength, that there's no space left for him to return. Think about the sun. It doesn't beg the earth to notice its light. It shines regardless. That's you. You don't need him to see your brilliance. You shine on your own. He left because he didn't recognize the treasure in front of him. But his blindness isn't your burden to carry. They underestimated you. Now prove them wrong. You've cried enough. It's time to conquer. You've spent enough nights wondering why he didn't choose you, why he couldn't love you the way you deserved. Now it's time to choose yourself. Your heart knows its worth. Listen to it. Stop waiting for him to wake up and realize what he lost. Start waking up every day knowing what you've gained. A chance to live for yourself, to grow, to thrive. Letting go isn't weakness, it's strength. It's stepping away from what no longer serves you and stepping into the life you were always meant to have. Turn your pain into your power. Stop surviving and start thriving. He doesn't define your story, you do. And when you finally let go, you'll feel it. The freedom, the power, the peace. He will no longer hold space in your heart, your mind, or your future. This is your time to rise. Your best revenge. Success he can't ignore. Not to hurt him, but to show yourself how unstoppable you truly are. Now repeat this. I am enough. I am whole. I am free. I am a queen, and my worth is non-negotiable. Say it until you believe it, until it becomes the truth you live by. Because it is true. You are not a victim of his choices. You are the hero of your own story. He let go of you, but now you're letting go of him. And when you do, you'll realize you were never holding on to him. You were holding on to the idea of him, the dream of what could have been. But you don't need dreams anymore. You're building a reality where you reign supreme. The time is now. Let go of him, my queen. Your kingdom awaits. If this message resonated with you, if you feel the spark of your power returning, if you're ready to step into your worth and leave behind what no longer serves you, I want to ask you for a moment of support. We pour our hearts into creating content like this, content that's meant to lift you up, to guide you through the pain, and to remind you of your strength. If you found value in this, please like this video. It helps us reach more queens like you, women who need to hear this message, women who deserve to rise just like you. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Join this community of strength, growth, and empowerment. Together, we're building a space where your worth is celebrated, where your pain becomes your power, and where your story doesn't just survive, it thrives. We're here for you, rooting for you every step of the way. Let's keep rising together. Number 1, your silence is a roar. He'll never forget. Have you ever wondered what would happen if you just stopped? Stopped explaining, stopped defending, stopped trying to make him understand? What if, instead of speaking, you allowed silence to do the work? Silence isn't just the absence of words. It's a language of its own. It's a roar that shakes the walls of someone's comfort zone, forcing them to face what they've lost. When you pull back your words, your explanations, your presence, he'll feel the void, louder than anything you could ever say. They say, silence speaks when words fail. And in this moment, your silence will be the loudest truth he's ever heard. When someone has taken your love for granted, when they've ignored the value of your loyalty, your words will no longer hold the weight they once did. But silence leaves him with his own thoughts, his own mistakes, his own regret. It's the mirror he'll be forced to look into, the reminder of what he underestimated. Think of a candle in a dark room. When it's lit, it offers warmth and comfort. But when you blow it out, the darkness becomes all-encompassing. You were his light, his warmth, his constant. By retreating into silence, you extinguish that light and leave him to face the cold. This isn't revenge. This is self-respect. Your silence isn't about punishing him. It's about protecting your peace and letting him experience life without the love he once took for granted. You've already given so much. You've explained yourself, apologized for things that weren't your fault, begged for clarity, and poured your heart out. And where did it get you? The same cycle of pain, rejection, and disappointment. Enough is enough. This is your moment to reclaim everything. He doesn't deserve any more of your words, your energy, or your explanations. Let him feel the emptiness. Let him realize that your absence is far louder than your presence ever was. Silence doesn't mean weakness. In fact, silence is one of the most powerful responses you can give. It's the act of choosing yourself over the noise of his excuses, his manipulation, or his indifference. You're not giving him the satisfaction of knowing he can still reach you, still affect you, still control you. Your silence will echo louder than any argument or apology ever could. Queens, hear this. You are not his afterthought. You are not a convenience or an option. You are the prize. They don't define you, you do. You're stepping into your power, and that power begins with choosing when and how you respond, or choosing not to respond at all. Silence is your way of saying, I'm done explaining my worth to someone who can't see it. Picture this, a river that once flowed endlessly toward him, nourishing his ego and giving him comfort. Now, the river has dried up, and he's left in the desert of his own choices. He may not realize it immediately, but as time passes, the absence of your presence will grow unbearable. He'll wonder why the calls have stopped, why the messages go unanswered, why the energy you once gave so freely has vanished. And in that silence, he'll hear the truth, that he lost you, not because you stopped caring, but because you started caring for yourself more. This isn't about playing games. This is about reclaiming your voice by choosing not to use it for someone who never deserved it. Your silence is your shield, your boundary, your way of saying, I'm no longer available for anything less than what I deserve. He underestimated you, and now he'll feel the weight of that underestimation. You've cried enough. You've begged enough. Now it's time to conquer. Look in the mirror, Queens. That's your biggest ally. Feel the pain, but don't live there. Every setback you've faced has prepared you for this moment. Your silence is your strength. It's your way of saying, I'm done being your emotional safety net. Repeat this affirmation, Queens. My silence is my power, and I choose peace over pain. Write it in the comments below as your declaration of strength. Let the world know you're stepping into your worth and refusing to settle for less. If this message touched your heart, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. We're working hard to create life-changing lessons to help you rise into the queen you were born to be. Together, we're building a community of strength, empowerment, and unshakable self-worth. Let's rise together, Queens. You've got this. Number 2. Close the door so you can open a new one. Have you ever tried to move forward while still holding the door open for someone who already walked away? It's like standing in the rain, hoping the storm will stop. But all it does is soak you deeper. You're left shivering, waiting for someone to return, while your own life sits on hold. That's what it feels like when you refuse to close the door on a relationship that no longer serves you. It's hard, I know. But here's the truth you need to hear today. You can't step into your future while you're clinging to your past. Every time you leave that door cracked open, you give him permission to linger in your thoughts, your heart, your life. He doesn't even have to try. He's already there, taking up space that should be yours. But ask yourself this: what is he doing with that space? Is he building you up? Is he proving he deserves your loyalty, your energy, your love? Or is he simply taking from you without ever giving back? Enough is enough. It's time to close that door, not to punish him, but to free yourself. When one door closes, another truly opens. But that new door, that new opportunity, that new version of yourself will never appear if you're too busy staring at what's behind you. There's a powerful quote that says, "Don't cling to a mistake just because you spent a long time making it." Think about that for a second. How many times have you held on to him, not because he was right for you, but because you didn't want to admit it was time to let go? You invested so much, your heart, your time, your energy, that letting go feels like giving up. But letting go isn't failure, it's freedom. You're not broken, you're rising. Imagine you're holding onto a rope tied to a burning bridge. The longer you cling to it, the more it burns your hands, the more it leaves scars you'll carry for years. But if you let go, you save yourself from further pain. You give yourself the chance to heal. That's what closing the door feels like. It's scary, but it's necessary. It's the only way to protect your peace. And here's where everything changes. You're not just closing the door, you're stepping into the life of a queen. Queens don't leave their doors open for someone who walked away. They don't chase anyone, and they certainly don't wait for someone to see their worth. A queen knows that the right people will come through the door meant for them. She doesn't waste her time keeping a space for those who left. That's who you're becoming now. A queen in her power, in her peace, in her worth. Think of your life as a beautiful castle. If you leave every door open, anyone can walk in, those who love you and those who don't. Closing the door on him doesn't mean you're shutting down love or opportunity. It means you're choosing who gets access to your heart. It means you're protecting the sacred space within you for the people who deserve to be there. Not everyone deserves a seat at your table. It's time to take your power back. No more checking your phone for his texts. No more waiting for an apology that may never come. No more replaying the memories, wondering if you could have done something differently. The truth is, you couldn't. What's done is done. Feel the pain, but don't live there. Your heart knows its worth. Listen to it. And here's the most beautiful part. When you finally close the door, you'll find a peace you didn't know was possible. You'll stop waking up with that ache in your chest. You'll stop second-guessing your value because of someone who didn't see it. You'll realize that his departure wasn't the end of your story. It was the beginning of a new one. Every setback was a setup for this moment. Now, my queens, here's your affirmation. I am closing the door and stepping into my power. Say it aloud. Write it in the comments. Feel it in your soul. Because this is your moment to rise. If this message spoke to you, if you're ready to close that door and never look back, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. We're working hard to create content that empowers you, lifts you, and helps you reclaim your strength. Together, we rise. Together, we step into the lives we deserve. Your new door is waiting. Go open it. Number 3. A queen doesn't sit on broken thrones. Have you ever tried to sit on something that's already broken? A chair with a cracked leg, wobbling, threatening to collapse under your weight. That's what it feels like when you hold on to a relationship that no longer serves you. You're trying to steady yourself on something that was never built to support you, hoping it will somehow hold together. But deep down, you know, it's time to stand up, walk away, and never look back. He wasn't your foundation, and he was never your throne. Yet, you've been sitting there, waiting for him to fix what's broken, waiting for him to see your worth, waiting for the love you deserve. But enough is enough. A queen doesn't sit on broken thrones. She builds her own. There's a quote that says, "You cannot heal in the same place where you were hurt." And that's exactly what staying in a broken relationship does to you. Every moment you cling to him, hoping he'll change, hoping he'll suddenly see the queen you are, you're denying yourself the chance to rise. He let you down. He broke your trust. He walked away. But guess what? You're still standing, and that's where your power begins. Think of a castle in ruins, crumbling stones scattered everywhere. Do you sit in the rubble, hoping the walls will magically rebuild themselves? Or do you take those stones and start laying the foundation for something stronger, something that can weather any storm. That's your choice right now. You can either wait for him to rebuild what he broke, or walk away and create a life so solid, so unshakable, that no one, not even him, can tear it down again. You've cried enough over what was lost. Now it's time to focus on what you're about to gain. This is your moment to reclaim everything. Your worth is not tied to his ability to see it. Your value doesn't depend on his actions, his words, or his love. You are a queen not because of what he gave you, but because of what you've always been. It's easy to stay where you are, to settle for a throne that's cracked and unstable just because it's familiar. But being a queen means having the courage to demand more. It means saying, "I deserve better," even when it's hard, even when it hurts. You're not broken, you're rising. Every piece of your heart that was shattered is now being rebuilt into something stronger, something unbreakable. Imagine yourself standing tall, wearing a crown that no one can take from you. You're not begging for him to see your worth anymore. You've stepped away from the ruins of that broken throne and started building something far greater. A real queen doesn't need anyone to hand her power. She claims it for herself. And that's what you're doing now. He didn't value you? Fine. He walked away? Good. That's his loss, not yours, because you're not here to sit on a throne that wobbles with every gust of wind. You're here to create a kingdom that's built on strength, love, and respect, starting with how you treat yourself. Your heart knows its worth. Listen to it. Stop waiting for permission to be amazing. Stop waiting for him to come back and fix what he broke. He doesn't define you. You do. Look at the scars he left behind. They're not signs of weakness. They're proof you survived. They're reminders of how far you've come and how much stronger you've become. Feel the pain, but don't live there. Let it fuel you. Let it push you to stand tall, to demand more, to never settle for less than you deserve again. Now is your time to rise, my queen, to walk away from the broken throne and claim your place on one that truly honors who you are. You don't need him to make you whole. You never did. And when you realize that, when you step into your power, you'll see just how unstoppable you've always been. Say this with me. I refuse to sit on broken thrones. I am a queen, and my worth is unshakable. Queens, write this affirmation in the comments below. Claim it, own it, live it. And as you do, remember this. The life you're about to build will be so magnificent that no one, especially him, can ever touch it again. If this message spoke to your heart, if you're ready to rise as the queen you are, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. We work hard to bring you powerful, life-changing lessons to help you reclaim your strength and step into the life you deserve. Together, we're building a community of unstoppable queens who refuse to settle. Let's rise together. Number 4. Turn your pain into the blueprint for your freedom. Have you ever looked at the pain he left behind and wondered, why me? Why did I have to go through this? Maybe it feels unfair, like the universe played some cruel joke by putting you through heartbreak, betrayal, or rejection. But here's a truth that will change your life. Pain isn't the end. It's the blueprint for your freedom. What if the very thing that broke you was meant to build you? What if his absence was the universe's way of clearing space for you to become unstoppable? Pain is powerful, but it doesn't have to destroy you. Like the phoenix rising from ashes, your pain is not here to burn you down. It's here to transform you. Your heartbreak, your tears, your sleepless nights, they're not wasted. They are the foundation of the strongest version of you. The love you gave to him wasn't a loss. It was proof of your capacity to give deeply, to love fully. But now it's time to give that love to yourself and let it lead you to freedom. There's a quote by Viktor Frankl that says, "When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves." That's what this moment is for. You can't change what he did or undo the pain he caused, but you can use that pain to rebuild yourself in ways you never thought possible. You don't need him to be whole. You've always had everything you need within you. Imagine you're holding a shattered mirror. Each piece reflects a part of your journey: the love you gave, the hurt you endured, the lessons you learned. You could focus on the broken shards, cut yourself trying to put them back together, or you could gather those pieces and create something entirely new, something stronger, more beautiful, more you. That's what turning pain into freedom looks like. Think of a diamond. It starts as a piece of carbon, buried deep, under pressure and heat so intense it seems unbearable. But that pressure doesn't destroy the diamond, it creates it. The same is true for you. This pain you're feeling, this heaviness in your heart, it's shaping you. It's preparing you to shine in ways he never saw coming. You're not broken, you're becoming unbreakable. Letting go of him isn't easy, but it's necessary. Stop seeing the pain as a punishment and start seeing it as a pathway. He walked away, but you're still here. And every moment you spend rebuilding is a step toward the life you were meant to live. This is your moment to reclaim everything. They don't define you, you do. Your worth doesn't depend on his actions, his attention, or his love. It never did. Maybe you're scared to move on because it feels like letting go means losing everything. But what if letting go means finding everything? Your freedom lies in the decision to release what no longer serves you. The love you deserve is waiting for you, but you have to make room for it by leaving behind the pain of someone who couldn't see your value. Now, let's talk about who you're becoming. You're not just letting go of him, you're stepping into your power. You're walking into a life where you don't beg for love, where you don't settle for less than you deserve, where your happiness isn't tied to someone who couldn't treat you right. This isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning of a new chapter where you are the hero, not the victim. And here's where you start living like a queen. A queen doesn't dwell on the losses of the past. She builds a future so strong, so beautiful, that nothing can shake her. She doesn't need anyone to complete her because she is already whole. That's who you are now. Stop waiting for him to realize your worth. You know it. Stop hoping he'll come back. You're not looking back. Your heart knows its worth. Listen to it. Feel the pain, but don't live there. Let it fuel your growth. Let it be the fire that propels you forward. Every tear you've shed, every sleepless night, every moment of doubt, it's all a setup for the incredible person you're becoming. The strongest fires create the brightest flames, and right now, you're blazing. Say this with me. My pain is my power. I am building a life no one can take from me. Write it in the comments, queens, because this is your declaration. Let the world know you're done holding on to what hurt you. Let them know you're ready to rise. If this message touched your heart, if it reminded you of the strength you carry, show us your support. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and join this community of queens who are rising every day. We're here for you, working hard to create lessons that help you reclaim your power, find your peace, and live your best life. Let's rise together. This is your time. Your freedom starts now. Number 5. Don't chase butterflies. Tend your garden. Have you ever stood in a garden that was neglected? Weeds creeping in, flowers wilting, the soil dry and cracked. That's what happens when we focus all our energy on chasing something or someone that isn't meant for us. Maybe you've been chasing him, hoping he'll turn around and finally see your worth. Maybe you've poured everything into trying to make him stay, but all you've done is drain yourself dry. But here's the truth. Chasing him is like running after a butterfly. The harder you run, the further it flies. It's time to stop chasing and start tending your own garden. You don't need to chase anyone to prove your value. The love you deserve will never require you to beg, to plead, or to compromise who you are. The world doesn't reward those who exhaust themselves chasing what isn't theirs. It rewards those who build something so beautiful that everything they desire is naturally drawn to them. You don't have to run after a butterfly. If you create a garden full of life, beauty, and peace, it will come to you. It's easy to lose yourself in the pursuit of someone who doesn't see your worth. You think, if I just try harder, if I just hold on a little longer, they'll notice me. But the problem isn't you, it's them. They don't see what's right in front of them because they don't know how to appreciate it. You're not broken, and you're not lacking. You've simply been watering someone else's garden while neglecting your own. Enough is enough. It's time to pour that energy back into yourself. Imagine a radiant field of flowers, vibrant and alive. That's what your life can become when you focus on yourself instead of chasing someone who doesn't deserve your love. Start planting seeds of self-worth, watering them with care and patience. Build a life filled with things that bring you joy, your passions, your dreams, your purpose. The right people will see that light and gravitate toward you naturally. You don't need to run after anyone. You're the prize, and it's time you start living like it. There's a quote by Lao Tzu that says, "Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished." Think about that. Flowers don't bloom faster because you force them, and love isn't earned by running yourself into the ground. Love flows effortlessly when you create a life that radiates authenticity and confidence. You don't need to chase anyone. You only need to nurture the beautiful garden that is your life. Your time and energy are sacred. Stop spending them on someone who takes them for granted. Every moment you waste chasing him is a moment you could be using to grow, to heal, to thrive. You're not a victim in this story. You're the hero. They underestimated you, but now it's your turn to prove them wrong. Not by chasing them, but by showing yourself what you're truly capable of. Look in the mirror. That's your biggest ally. The love you've been searching for starts there. You've cried enough, hoping he would turn around. You've waited long enough, believing he would change. Now is your time to stop waiting for permission to be amazing. You don't need anyone else to validate your worth. You're stronger than the excuses holding you back. You're rising, Queen. Yes, Queen, because queens don't chase. Queens tend to their kingdom, and the right people come to them. Let him go. Not because you're weak, but because you're strong enough to choose yourself. The strongest fires create the brightest flames, and your transformation begins the moment you stop running after him. Turn your pain into your power. Build a life so full and beautiful that no one, not even him, can ignore it. You deserve more than someone who leaves you chasing after crumbs. You deserve a love that feels like home. Now is your moment to reclaim everything. They don't define you. You do. Feel the pain, but don't live there. Every setback was a setup for this moment. Your future is watching. What will it see? Stop waiting. The time is now. Take your power back, Queen. Let your garden flourish and watch how the world changes around you. Here's your affirmation. I don't chase, I attract. My worth is undeniable. Write it in the comments, queens. Let the world know you're done chasing. Let them know you're stepping into your power. And if this message touched you, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. We're working hard to create these life-changing lessons for you, to guide you, to remind you of your strength. Join our community of queens who are rising together. You're not alone in this journey. Let's keep building our gardens and our empires together. Number 6. Let him feel the cold. When you withdraw your warmth. Have you ever felt like you were the fire keeping someone else warm while they stood in the glow without ever appreciating the heat? You gave everything, your love, your care, your time. You became his safe place, his comfort, his constant, while he took and took, never thinking the fire would go out. But now, it's time to do the one thing he never thought you'd have the strength to do: withdraw your warmth. You see, some people only realize the value of the sun after they've been left in the cold. As long as you keep giving, as long as you keep burning for him, he'll never understand what it feels like to lose you. Enough is enough. Take your power back. Let him feel the cold when you step away. Let your absence speak the truth that words never could. This isn't about revenge. It's about respect. Respect for yourself and the love you gave so freely. When you stop chasing him, when you stop trying to prove your worth, you reclaim everything he thought he could control. Your silence will echo louder than their words. That's the power you hold when you pull back, not in anger, but with the quiet strength of someone who knows her value. Imagine a candle burning in a dark room. For so long you've been that candle, lighting up his life, giving him warmth and comfort. But he never once stopped to think about what it cost you. He didn't see the wax melting away, the sacrifice it took to keep burning for him. Now it's time to extinguish that flame and let him sit in the darkness. Not to hurt him, but to protect yourself. You've given enough, Queen. It's time to save your light for someone who will cherish it. When you withdraw your warmth, it won't happen all at once. At first, he might not notice. He'll assume you're still there, ready to pick up the pieces, to forgive, to give him what he needs. But slowly, as the cold sets in, he'll start to feel the weight of your absence. He'll reach for the comfort you used to give, and it won't be there. That's when he'll realize what he lost. But by then, you'll be too far ahead, building a life where your fire isn't wasted on someone who didn't appreciate it. You're not broken, Queen. You're rising. The love you gave wasn't a mistake. It was a reflection of your beautiful giving heart. But now, it's time to direct that love inward. Your scars are proof you survived. He doesn't define your worth. You do. Let the cold he feels remind him of the warmth he'll never find again. And let that same cold fuel your transformation into the person you were always meant to be. Think about a winter tree shedding its leaves. It might seem bare and lifeless, but in reality, it's preparing for something greater. It's conserving its energy, focusing inward, getting ready to bloom again. That's you right now. Feel the pain, but don't live there. Use this moment to grow, to heal, to become so strong, so radiant, that the next time someone enters your life, they'll know your warmth is a privilege, not a guarantee. When you withdraw your warmth, you're sending a powerful message, not to him, but to yourself. You're saying, I deserve better. I am better. You're not here to be someone's backup plan, their convenience, their afterthought. You're here to shine, to thrive, to live as the queen you are. And queens don't give their light to just anyone. They choose wisely, protecting their energy for those who truly deserve it. This is your moment, Queen. your silence, your distance, your choice to walk away. It's not weakness, it's power. Let him feel the cold, not because you want him to suffer, but because it's time for you to heal. Every setback was a setup for this moment. Let the space you create between you and him be filled with your growth, your joy, your future. Say this with me. My warmth is a gift, not a guarantee. I protect my light, and I give it only to those who cherish it. Queens, if you believe in your strength, write this affirmation in the comments. Let the world see your commitment to yourself. And if this message resonated with you, if you feel your power returning, your fire reigniting, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. We're working hard to create these life-changing lessons for you. Together, we're building a community of queens who know their worth, who protect their light, and who never settle for less than they deserve. Let's rise together. Your kingdom awaits. Number 7. You can't catch stars while holding on to stones. Have you ever tried to run forward while dragging a heavy weight behind you? No matter how fast you try to go, the weight slows you down, holding you back, exhausting you. That's exactly what it feels like when you hold on to someone who no longer serves your growth. He was the stone you clung to, hoping he would anchor you, but instead, he only pulled you deeper into pain. And here you are, still holding on, while the stars, your dreams, your freedom, your peace, are waiting just out of reach. You can't catch stars while holding on to stones. It's a truth that might feel harsh, but it's also liberating. You don't have to carry the weight of someone who didn't value your light. Letting go doesn't mean you failed. It doesn't mean you're weak. Letting go means you're choosing yourself, choosing to rise above the pain and grasp the limitless possibilities waiting for you. There's a quote by Rumi that says, "Try not to resist the changes that come your way. Instead, let life live through you. And do not worry that your life is turning upside down. How do you know that the side you are used to is better than the one to come?" Holding on to him is resisting the change you need. It's clinging to a weight that's keeping you from the life you deserve. The stars, your joy, your strength, your love, are not something he can give you. They are already within you, waiting for you to release the stone and reach out for them. Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff with a bag of stones in your hand. Each stone represents a memory, a hope, a dream you attach to him. You keep clutching them, even as they cut into your palms, even as they weigh you down. But what if, instead of holding on, you threw the stones into the abyss and let the wind carry them away? What if, in that moment, you felt lighter than you've ever felt before? That's the power of letting go. It's not losing, it's reclaiming yourself. You're not broken, you're rising. Every tear you've cried, every sleepless night, every moment you questioned your worth was not wasted. It was fuel for your transformation. He doesn't define you, you define you. You're not here to be someone's option, someone's convenience, someone's maybe. You're here to shine, to stand tall, to command the love and respect you deserve. When you let go of the stone, you open your hands for something greater. The right partner, the one who will love you, see you, and cherish you, can't reach you if you're still clutching the past. The love you seek starts with you. Release the weight. Stop carrying the pain of someone who chose to leave. The stars you're chasing aren't in his shadow. They're in the light you carry within yourself. You might feel scared to let go. That's natural. Letting go feels like stepping into the unknown. But the truth is, holding on to him is what's keeping you stuck in the dark. The strongest fires create the brightest flames, and you, my queen, are burning brighter than ever. He walked away, but you're still standing. And now it's time to start walking forward toward the life, the love, and the peace you deserve. Queens, hear me when I say this. You are not defined by the love someone failed to give you. You are defined by the love you give yourself. You don't need him to complete you. You never did. The moment you let go of him, you'll realize the weight wasn't just his absence. It was your belief that you needed him to be whole. But here's the truth. You're already whole. Take a deep breath and imagine the life you could have if you let the stone go. Imagine waking up every morning free from the questions, the pain, the waiting. Imagine standing under the stars, knowing they're yours to reach for because nothing is holding you down anymore. This is your moment to reclaim everything. Stop waiting for permission to be amazing. Now, say this with me. I am releasing the weight of the past. I am reaching for the stars. I am free. Queens, write this affirmation in the comments to claim it as your truth. Let the world know you're ready to rise, to let go, and to shine like never before. And if this message resonated with you, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. We work hard to create these life-changing lessons for you, and your support means the world to us. Together, we're building a community of strength, growth, and unshakable confidence. Let's rise together, queens. You've got this. Number 8. Heal so deeply that his absence becomes irrelevant. Do you ever wonder what life would feel like if his absence didn't sting? If the memories didn't sneak up on you in the quiet moments? If every thought of him didn't feel like a wound reopening? Imagine this. Not just moving on, but healing so deeply that his absence becomes irrelevant, like a shadow you no longer notice because your world is filled with light. That's the power you're about to discover. You've carried the weight of his departure for far too long. Maybe it feels like a part of you left when he did, like the version of you that was whole is still trapped in the relationship that ended. But let me tell you something that might shake you. You're not broken, you're rising. The pain you felt isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning of your transformation. Healing doesn't mean forgetting him. It doesn't mean pretending he didn't matter. Healing means learning to exist fully without needing his presence to feel complete. There's a quote by Rumi that says, "Don't grieve. Anything you lose comes round in another form." What you lost wasn't just him. It was your sense of self. And now, you have the chance to find it again, not in him, but in you. Think about this. If you've ever held a glass of water too tightly, you know that your grip doesn't make it feel secure. It makes your hand ache. Letting go feels scary, but it's the only way to stop the pain. That's what healing does. It allows you to release the grip of the past so you can hold your future with open hands. You've cried enough. It's time to conquer. The truth is, he doesn't define your story. You do. He doesn't decide your worth or your ability to love again. That power has always been yours, even if you forgot for a little while. Healing deeply isn't just about removing the pain. It's about filling the empty spaces with strength, peace, and purpose. You've been waiting for him to realize your value, but the one who truly needs to see it is you. Your heart knows its worth. Listen to it. Imagine your heart as a garden. For too long, you've let weeds of doubt, pain, and regret grow wild, choking the flowers that make you bloom. It's time to pull out those weeds. Not because the garden wasn't beautiful before, but because it's about to become breathtaking. When you heal deeply, you plant seeds of confidence, joy, and self-love. The love you gave him? That was proof of your capacity to care. Now you get to turn that love inward and watch yourself grow. Healing isn't quick or easy, but it's powerful. It's like a sunrise after a long, dark night. It starts small, a faint glow on the horizon, but before you know it, the light fills everything. That's the life waiting for you on the other side of this pain. Let the hurt fuel your growth. Every time you feel like reaching back for him, remind yourself of the life you're building ahead of you. Now, let's speak the truth. You're not just healing, you're becoming a queen. A queen doesn't dwell on who left her throne. She focuses on building a kingdom so strong that no one can shake it again. Queens don't chase, they don't beg, they don't wait for someone to complete them. They rise, they lead, they shine, and that's exactly what you're doing. Feel the pain, but don't live there. Every tear you've shed is watering the foundation of the life you're creating. You don't need him to be whole. You never did. And when you realize that, his absence will no longer have power over you. It will simply become a chapter in your story, one that made you stronger, wiser, and more unstoppable than ever. So here's your affirmation, queens. I am whole. I am healing. His absence doesn't define me. Say it aloud and let it sink in. Write this in the comments below. Let the world know you're stepping into your power, that you're no longer defined by what you've lost, but by what you're creating. If this message touched your heart, if it reminded you of your strength, please like this video. It helps us reach more queens like you, women who need to hear this, who are ready to heal and rise. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're here for you, working tirelessly to create life-changing lessons, to remind you that you are not alone, and to help you step into the life you deserve. Queens, this is your time. Let go. Heal deeply, and never look back.